The Exterminating Angel, a 1962 Mexican supernatural surrealist film written and directed by Luis Buñuel. Now for the mass there comes a time of confusion. Fascism is happening, and the fascists are the ones for whom that time is now for confusion. Because the ones who are leaving that place are those of a lower class. Because the who are high society will prove how it is when not everything is served as they require. Because the ones who serve so much there are leaving the place one after another. This is caused because for the ones who are serving the time has come for fascism to become socialism, and that socialism is causing those who serve the rich to leave those places of the rich ones where they are serving. The ones who serve the rich ones are leaving to feel free of the consequences that later the rich will have in this new established socialism. Now the ones who are servants are going to abandon all their tasks for the rich ones, and this will mean that the rich are going to feel abandoned and left to solve their affairs only by themselves. Now the rich ones are coming to the mansion. They have no idea about this new ruling socialism there, because those rich ones have not noticed that the time has come for the end of fascism. Now the ones who are a lot of money are going to have to find a way to do their own things for themselves, because no lower social class is going to serve them and solve their needs. Now we see the rich ones talking about many issues, but they don't say so much about what the lower class need so badly to satisfy their own needs, or about taking time to admire the results of what is done by the lower class ones. The rich people are into a lot to have almost everything resolved by ones who are not high society. But these ones are having anguish at times, and feel that they are into something that they have never been before, because socialist ones intend to make the rich ones feel guilty for their selfishness, and they want to make them feel like it is the good life that they are, because they have everything when they need it, and because they live in an order that makes it easier for them to have that attitude. Now the rich woman hosting the rest has to realize that the lower class ones are leaving the place. She wants them to serve them that night. Now that woman is showing how she treats the lower class. Those workers do what they feel has to be done. Now they realize how dry and in an angry way they are being treated. They feel that it is the end for that high society and what their ways are towards those who are poor and simple workers. They can be replaced and are treated as such. Now the socialists are promising those ones that they will find dignity in the end once socialism is fully established. Those rich ones are all the time their petulance, and they are as presumptuous as they can be. Because the more presumptuous they are the better they feel. They can hold it while fascism rules, but once the socialists rule everything changes and those workers feel how sick and pretentious the rich are. Now those people who are rich make time about commenting on the women, and the flirting of all of them never stops. They are all time being presumptuous and into flirting. They are a lot of seduction and petulance all the time, and they pretend that the end of socialism is done, and they can continue with their way of acting. But now fascism has fallen, and it is time to behave from socialism where their presumptuousness is not welcome. It is not the order for their status to be maintained. They will be like any other. The ones who are going to be the one who rule in socialism have resentment towards them, and they will have to face not being admired or cared by the rules. They now show that they are protected by the ruling system, but the time has come for the end of that security of them and to continue with that attitude, because it is nothing more than attitude and manners, and it is not worthier than not having that attitude in life. They are very ostentatious and into seduction. They are lavish and polite, but that is not worthy to make the world work. What makes the world work are the workers, and the ones that are not so much into seduction and flirtation. Now they feel that they are trapped in this new socialism, because they will not be able to leave that living room. It is time for them to be blocked there and wait for what is considered what to do with those high society ones in the new socialism. They cannot get out of there, and have to wait until the socialists make a decision about all of them. As time goes by they are less into constantly flirting and being seductive and ostentatious. Now for the senses an order prevails in which they are less fragile, the ones who are the good life in fascism. Because fascism is what most protects high society, and they are the ones who have now lost that protection. This will make them endure difficulties and discomforts, something that they are not used to be. Now they feel rougher and dirtier as time passes. It is the end for the admiration, and it is the end for the servants and the ones who do all the hard and dirty work. The time has come for the socialists to be the ones ruling the nation. Now the nation feels brighter and more relaxed. The ones who were more fascist try to avoid being singled out by the new rulers. Those who were more fascist are now the victims, and those who are socialism lead and decide what to do with the fascists who led before. Now those rich people have spent a night there in the living room. They are going crazy as time goes by, and now they know how many people felt during fascism. Ones who were high society were not the most repressive. Others not so seductives carried out the repression and made fascism continue despite not being loved by many in the nation. Those rich now have time to face that they do not have to eat as they wanted, because all the service is gone, and there is no way of being served what they would like to be served. Now the time has come so that their wishes are not resolved immediately. They have to face not being simply served what they want. They cannot leave the living room despite wanting to. But there is no way they can leave that place. Because when they try to do it they feel blocked and they cannot do it. It is their way of stand it which is surprising. Because they pretend nothing is so worrying for them. They feel hopeful that the fascists will solve the situation and the socialists will be repressed, and lose that power that they now have. Now they are showing the waiter how they treat ones who are not their upper class, because they treat him unpolite way and are rude to him. The rich pretend that they can impose their will, and it does not matter if they are unpolite with them, because with them no seduction or flirtation is necessary. Because the rich do not get along with those who are not high society and treat them as if they are animals. Now the ones who play the fool are them, because they are becoming victims and the tragedy is shown by them. They feel weak and feel like victims now. Everything seems dramatic to them now. They have lost control and have reactions as if they were animals. They have lost all intention of being constantly into being seductive. They now try to make time and hope that fascism will be restored again. They pretend that the fascists are going to end the rebellion of the socialists. But they are lost because they really have no information. They know that going out of that place would be dangerous, because they can be the target of the socialists out there. Now they are all upset with each other. They show themselves to be mean and despicable once fascism has fallen and collapsed. The new socialism does not accept them. They are afraid of being victims, and not only now but even later on and on. Now show that they do not have the power to control anyone of lower social class, because now they are like any other, only people in this world and not someone who has privileges and who can rule over ones who are people like they are. Now the time to be under their rule is over for everyone. There will be no need to serve them, because no one is going to serve someone as if they are superior. Now those men and women have time to reconsider that fascism is not going to rule again. Because time passes and their hopes that the fascists will fight back the socialists are being lost. The time has come for them to resolve to do what they need for themselves. Now they cannot have something to eat or drink. They now face deprivation, and they will know what it is to have a real urge to satisfy a need. Now we can see the street in front of the mansion. There are some military men who are careful that nobody kills the rich ones. They know that there is a great risk that someone will try to use violence against those of high society. The military is saying that nobody can enter there. The crowd wants to enter the place but they can't. The military doesn't really allow it. Now in the living room they are doing a hard work to get water. They are all dirty and act like animals. Their seductive attitude is gone. They act rough and rude. They all want to drink the water from the broken pipe in the broken wall. They are disgusting and brutal now. The way they behave is now more similar to ordinary people than to select people like them. Now their exclusivity is gone. They are rude now. No longer it makes them sick not to act seductively all the time. They act like ordinary people and are not polite at all. It is the end for the facilities, and to have all their needs provided and served by someone who is nothing more than ordinary and less select. Now they show hatred. They are aggressive with each other. They now feel the danger of using violence. They are rude to each other and threaten each other. They show regrets with each other. They are rude and unpolite all the time. Now they face being normality, which means having problems and having to face need, the enormous need to have any problem solved easily. There is no easy easing now. They are troubled. They cannot bear the pressure of losing that status they had before. Now they have to deal with working hard to get some food or water. They have to work hard with their bare hands. They are facing difficulties. They are all distressed and anxious. They now face how their mind faces misery, the effect of constantly feeling miserable. It is now time for misery. And that time will continue to be so, because they are going to be deprived of their properties. They are going to be as ordinary and poor as anybody else out there in the nation. They now offend each other constantly and feel dirty and sick. No manners and no politeness is the way to act constantly now. Privileges are lost and with them their wellness, because for now they do not know how to make a life if life is ordinary. But they will learn if they save their lives. Some of them are already dead because they could not stand the deprivation they now face. Some go crazy. They are facing misery to the most. That is the way many people felt in the nation. Many ordinary people face problems and miseries. Those high society ones were apart from all that. But now they are facing misery as many others face it in this world. The privileges are gone, and they feel now that there is no turning back to fascism. The system has changed, and now it is socialism that rules, and they have to finally accept it. But some of them face it wanting to end socialism. They want to use violence with socialism, and they hope that the fascists will end this situation that they now face. Now they are listening to the bear and the sheep. They mean that the sheep are the ones that are more into religion, and the bear is the need to bear socialism, the ones that are more religious. Because this type of socialism is not against religion, and that is going to be the way in which socialism triumphs. Because the failure of socialism is to be all of them into atheism. In this socialism, religion is accepted and not repressed. This means that the rich are not going to make fascism return, because they are not going to accuse that atheism, and that way people are not going to rebel against that socialism. Because the socialism is going to be accepted by those who are believers. Now is the time to discover that 2 of those rich people have committed suicide inside a closet. They have preferred suicide to continue like that. They react like crazy, showing an attitude of being upset. Now they try that saying certain words will end that being trapped there. They are beating each other now. Some are fighting, it's crazy, and they are like animals now. Now there are bells sounding, and that means that ordinary people are attending the church, and that means the end. Because ordinary ones do not have to endure a socialism where religion is banned. The resort that made socialism as not possible as a solution is now gone in this socialism. Religion is accepted, and that makes socialism triumphant. Now the workers of those rich ones are on the street in front of the mansion. They want to know how everything is going there, but they want to know more. Now the rich ones are more calm in the living room. They feel that there is no need to cause a revolt now that they know that religion is accepted in this socialism. They know now that they cannot hope to end it. Now they want to kill 2 of them. They fight and try to kill, but suddenly the couple hosting them speaks and calms them down again. Now a girl speaks and tells the others that they are all in the same position they were when the blockade began there. Now they are going to get rid of that blockage. They are doing the same thing they were doing. And this means that now they are ordinary people. They have lost all distinctive attitude, and they are not so seductive, but they are doing the same as they did. Now they want to get out of the place instead. They try and finally achieve it. They are leaving the living room. They are free now. Now the people outside in front of the mansion are doing time to see what happens. Some are the workers of those rich ones. They now enter at the same time that the others leave. Now nobody is blocked. It is possible to go out and enter. Now you can see a church and there are people inside at Mass. The high society are in there attending Mass. They look good and seem recovered. But now the priests are the first to realize that they cannot leave the church. Now it is happening again the same. People are trapped there inside the church. Now in the street there are shots, people run, suddenly a flock of sheep enters the church. That is because maybe times would have been like that if religion were banned in socialism. Because banning religion and proclaiming state atheism is the end of socialism as a triumph.